I'm meant to be in Norway. I missed my flight. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Essentially, so from yesterday, when I was talking about like, oh, I was at this person's place. I ended up leaving at like I think it was 3 a.m. something like that. And so I leave at 3 a.m. and then I have to go and then I'm trying to go and what's it called? I'm trying to go and like go home to then like go and like start packing and everything. And so I get home around like almost 4 a.m. and I start going to pack and just trying to like figure some things out. And I pack and I'm ordering Burger King. And so I ordered two Whoppers. I am addicted to Whoppers. Ever since they did a buy one get one free, like I can never stop myself from getting two Whoppers. Anyway, so I ordered two Whoppers. The first one I eat, so I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And I start packing, start like clearing everything out. And I eat the second one. That was the mistake. Because the second I ate that one, the food coma I landed in was different. It was different. I had to go to sleep immediately. I could not muster up the energy to do anything. And so I go to sleep. I'm like, you know what? I'll just take a 30-minute nap. Mistake. I go and take the nap, and by the time I wake up, the world is spinning. I'm like, what is going on? I'm trying to get enough energy. I'm like, you know what? I'll give myself another hour. 30 minutes, 1 hour, we should be good. I wake up this time, like this time I'm a zombie. I'm moving left, I'm moving right. I'm physically falling asleep as I'm walking around and everything. I go to the bathroom, like I'm sitting down using the toilet, and then ever so often, like my eyes are just closed, and I realize my eyes are closed, and I'm like, no, wake up! You have to wake up. You have to be ready and everything. And I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like, I just need to sleep. So I ended up sleeping until like 9 a.m. there, but no, not 9 a.m. I ended up sleeping until 7:30 because I had forgotten to switch off my alarm for the previous day. So I wake up at around 8 a.m. and then from there I start packing. So from 8 a.m. till about 10 a.m. So for 2 hours I'm just packing, just working at this, trying to like get the boxes, trying to get everything into boxes, trying to figure out like what exactly to do. Continuing off from what I did at 4 a.m. because I did do a little bit. And then from there, I had a not so quick meeting on Papyrus because we got to talk with the professor. By the way, crazy meeting. Like we're talking with the professor, talking about like, hey, how has like AI been used in education? The professor is like talking about how like, yeah, this has been a big problem. It's actually interestingly, it's leveling the gap for people who were able to like cheat before and had like PISA solutions from fraternities, and now everyone kind of has PISA solutions. But then it also is like causing people to like sometimes because it's also causing faculty to make exams harder, so people feel forced to use AI because they're not able to figure it out on their own. And then people who are usually not for using AI or anti-AI now have to use AI. And so like everyone is just not really learning. Man, this was really interesting to just hear and like actually be a part of like that experience and navigating that. And so but she's talking about all these things and then talking also about how like yeah they actually had incorporated AI grading. So they take like the what's it called? They take the your homework handwritten and then convert it to LaTeX and then just like make it a whole like use an auto grader and like an LLM to just grade it automatically. And so it was quite interesting like just seeing that happen and everything. Oh, by the way, you can come by. Like it was quite interesting just seeing that happen, like that. Oh, this is the transition and the shift that has happened in like the physics and the professor like academia perspective and everything. By the way, this is Maynard. He doesn't know it yet, but he's on a video journal entry. And so anyway, so that call was cool. It was pretty interesting just to like be there and talk with her and everything. And then we showed her the application that we're working on, and she said that she was pretty hyped to actually like she was pretty hyped. She said this is actually something that would be really useful. We could see like faculty really wanting to use this, especially the data that we get from it. Like, and then it also helps like teach students. But most importantly, it'd be really important to teach students how to learn, like teach students how to learn rather than teaching them exactly how to like go through problems and like actually navigate those things. So that was also something interesting as well to like take that out. It's like, oh, okay, there's a need to actually really emphasize letting students fail and letting students like make mistakes, Because otherwise, Papyrus so far has been mostly like you guide through a problem, like you're saying, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this, but you don't really get the time and opportunity to like critically think. So that's actually a good point. Anyway, so I have this meeting. Meeting runs to about 11:50 in the night. I'm talking with Mercy for a bit until about 11:30, just like follow ups and everything. Everything seems good there, but now we're back to packing, and it is looking dire. Plane is at 4:30 p.m. It's almost 12 at this point, and I'm trying to. My goal is to leave at 1 p.m. initially, but now the room is not unpacked, and so just start like packing everything, doing everything, moving super optimally. I like packed both my luggage for the trip. I packed my luggage for the trip. I sorted through clothing to know which ones I wanted to keep and which ones I didn't want to keep. I made trash piles and trash bins and everything, and I packed up the room in general. That's kind of absurd doing all of those simultaneously, and I was able to do that. I managed to do it and then got everything done. So hey, I think in terms of the packing, I did what I could, but I will be honest, in terms of preparing towards it, planning towards it, I wasn't the best. So by the time I'm leaving, it's like 10 past 3. This plane's at 4:30. I hadn't even checked in at this point. And so I'm rushing to the airport. I get into an Uber. I don't even check the price. I don't even check my bank account. I'm pretty sure it went into zeros like by the time I'd ordered it. Like I had to like send some money over from my savings. And so like I'm on my way to the airport. I'm just trying to check in. It says, oh, like on my phone, it says, oh, you can't check in. It's too late and everything. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like I'm not even saying a word. The Uber driver is trying to make like some conversation with me, and I really appreciate it, but like I couldn't get back. I was just staring. I had like the 1,000-yard stare. I was like wondering like what's gonna happen, what's here, what's there. So I get to the airport. I get to the line. I get to the check-in, and there's a line, and I'm just standing there, and every single second I'm like, yo, I'm gonna miss this plane. I'm gonna miss this plane. And so I get to the front of the check-in. It's now like 5 minutes past 4. Plane is flying at 4:35, by the way. I haven't checked in. So I go up to the gates, and I'm just like, yo, I have not checked in, and this plane's in 30 minutes. I don't think I can make it. And she looks at it. She like checks the date, the plane, and she's like, yeah, actually, like this wouldn't be possible. And so, but then she's doing some shenanigans with my passport, and I'm just like, interesting. And she's holding on to it, and throughout this whole time, like I've been praying. I'm like, Lord, for different things, like Lord, like please remove the traffic, because there was so much traffic on the way. I was like, bruh, but Lord, please remove this traffic. Lord, please help me get to the other side quickly. Even like while I was walking through the hallway, like I was walking on one of the like escalators, the flat escalators, and I was asking someone like, oh, excuse me, like please, I want to pass. People were ignoring me. I wasn't sure if it was maybe I was being too quiet or like whatever it is. Some guy gave me a stare. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get to this. I'm trying to get to this check-in, bro. Anyway. And so all these things are happening. I'm just praying throughout. Like even I get to the check-in and I see there's a line. I'm like, Lord, just please, whatever you can. And I'm guessing there, and then I go through the check-in. I go through this check-in, and she's checking my passport. And then she just says, all right, your flight's tomorrow at 4:30. And then I'm like, okay, thank you. And then I head out and everything. Lo and behold, that doesn't happen. People don't schedule flights for free. That's not something that happens. I'm like, oh snap. I call my dad. I'm like, hey dad, I missed the flight, but they gave me a new one. He's like, did you have to pay? I said, no, I can go and ask him if you want. He's like, nah, don't go ask him. I'm like, oh snap. Usually people have to pay, but she just gave it to me for free. Oh snap. To the point where later on, like I was on a call with my dad and my mom. I didn't want to talk to them initially because I was kind of frustrated at myself, but I ended up calling them. And then we looked at what's it called? And then after the call, like I was looking at my email and like the confirmation number and everything, and it said, yeah, we're ready to check in. And so I checked in on my phone like 24 hours before. I'm not playing around this time. But I checked in on my phone and then figured it out, finished it off, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I was checked in and I was ready to go. I just need to bring my bag tomorrow or today now. It's low-key past midnight, but today, and then we're good to go. So the flight was free. The rescheduling was free. Frankly, the only thing I'm losing is like 1 day in Norway, but otherwise, that's it. That's not usually how it goes. That's grace, brother. That's grace. And so, to God be the glory. He really did. He pulled through. And I didn't do very well. I have to admit, as much as oftentimes I try and find like I tend to just focus on practically what I can do in the moment and everything. I think practically one thing I can do is acknowledge that I didn't do well in the planning phase. It wasn't today wasn't the issue. It was before today. It was planning when did I start like packing. I didn't even have a proper plan for packing. I didn't have enough boxes. A lot of things were kind of spur of the moment, situational. Like I got a lot of boxes just by coincidence. The cleaners came, they had some extra boxes. I did not do very well in planning. That's something I have to acknowledge. It's something also that scares me a little bit, like in terms of going into the semester, like I'm going to be ASA president, I'm going to have responsibilities. I don't want things to fail because I failed to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I think it's Benjamin Franklin that said that. And so that was a really interesting thing to just think about, to like marinate in the fact that I'm not very good at planning, and so questioning like what should I do next. Another thing, like there's a lot of things that went wrong with today. As in the packing was very optimal and I did what I could, but there's a lot of things that still went wrong. Was meant to I had told someone I can meet up with them. One, I shouldn't have said that because I wasn't going to be available to. Two, if I did say that, I should have been more intentional with making choices beforehand in order to allow myself to meet up with them. Because if I try and start packing at 4 a.m., yeah, I'm not meeting up. I'm not meeting up with anyone. Like that's just reality. Two, I was meant to go and grab something at 12. Now that would have been feasible, but that would have been feasible if I had operated optimally. As in like everything was perfect. I finished at 12, I was checked out and everything, but I didn't at all consider for reality. I was being very generous saying, yeah, like 12 p.m., like I'll come pick it up. And then by 3 p.m. I was finishing packing. Like my mind wasn't even on the thing. I completely forgotten about the thing until later I was coming back from the airport, and then I realized oh yeah, I forgot this, and I saw an email from them. Speaking of which, I'm back in Simmons again, like in my dorm, in the MIT dorm. I'm going to be staying with my suite mate, and then yeah, he was generous enough to have space. But yeah, definitely things in that regard I can do. But on that topic, I think this today it's already 12 minutes, so I'm not going to talk about it too much today. But I decided that I'm going to try something a little bit interesting, to be a bit more intentional about about growing, especially the summer and everything. I realized that it's almost been 365 days since I started a document I called 3 months, which is where I, about a year ago, I listed a bunch of things I wanted to achieve. So a bunch of things I wanted to achieve over the summer. I realize I'm in a similar situation. The summer is about to come, and I'm about to have 3 months to just do essentially whatever I want to do outside apart from work. And so I sat down, and there was a lot of things that were coming to mind, a lot of things that could be exciting, like editing again, like making something cool, like working on some machine learning project, all sorts of things. But I do think if there's anything I've learned from the last 2 semesters, it's that less is more. And so I sat down and I wrote a few things that I really want to like work on, essentially, or have an opportunity to, what's it called? Have an opportunity to do over the summer. And so I think I'll probably talk about this more tomorrow, because I'll probably have to make an entry before I get on the plane. And so I'll just outline this. It's looking quite interesting. I'm calling it 104 days of summer vacation, as related to a very special TV show. So we'll see what happens. For now, that would be what we have for today. Thank you for tuning in again, and I will see you another time tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.